pattern, right? That she lives. So when people are like, oh, but she always has the same story, I'm like, well, yeah, you tell the same thing 1,000 times. It's like a dog, right? And it's like repetitive, right? So now that's in your head, but her whole life is such a lie that naturally little bits of what actually did happen in life, or that is the truth, gets thrown in. But it's such a mix, and there's so little truth, you just don't know what's what anymore. And that's just how she lives her life and always has.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me do this. So did Nicole get along with the uncle that did this to Heather?
Oh yeah, she loved Wes. She really did. She loved Wes because he was family. She wouldn't have anything to do with me. She wouldn't even let me touch her. She didn't want to be adopted out. She wanted to be with her mother, Beth. She just went, and I tried to give her a hug, like she's done something well, and you just want to give her a quick hug. She'd flinch on me and pull away, like, don't touch me. She didn't say it, but the sentiment was there. And so I got so that, and my friends all saw it. People saw it right away that she didn't want nothing to do with me, and because I was her adopted mother, and she wanted to be with her real mother. See?
Right.
Like,
to do whatever she wanted.
Yeah. Well, she was. She did go live with her birth mother later on after high school, and she moved in with her mother and pulled all that stuff with her Beth's husband. Her birth mother's name is Beth, and they were.
Wait, so who is Beth to her? You talk about Beth Hernandez.
Yeah.
And who is he to her?
Dave, her husband. Nicole moved in with her, and she would, when Dave worked third shift and have to sleep during the day, Nicole would be mean, just turn her stereo up as loud as she could, so he couldn't sleep, and he had to go to work at night, and she would do that stuff just to be mean to him. What are they in relation to Nicole? Dave was her stepdad. It was Beth. Wouldn't be any relation because Beth wasn't even her mother anymore because she lost her rights. Period.
Gotcha. So Beth is her mom.
Dave. Beth's husband Dave and Beth.
Oh, okay.
Beth Hernandez is her mother.
Okay, so Dave is the one that did what?
He did nothing. He didn't.
Oh, okay.
She didn't like him. She didn't. He probably got after her, and Nicole does not want anybody getting after her. She's like my son said. She's psychotic. He got a big long name for her, and he said, "Mama, I looked it up, and that fits her perfectly. Stay away from her."
So just real quick. So what is the relationship to Beth and Nicole?
Sometimes good, sometimes
no.
bad.
But I mean, what are they in relation? Like as far as how are they related? How do they correlate?
Beth is. You should write this down because you don't get all confused up.
No. I am. I'm taking notes as you're saying it. That's why I want to make sure.
All right, Beth.
Mods, please quit blocking that witch bitch. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Beth Hernandez is Nicole Bird's birth brother.
Yeah, his birth brother.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I mean, listen, all these names you're saying, between the few of us, we have figured out. We just, because it's so convoluted with what Nicole says, does, and presents, right? That it is hard to determine who's what, where, when, and how,
Yeah. Well, Beth went to prison for killing her first husband. She stabbed him also in their car when they were going someplace, and she killed them, and she went to prison too.
So Beth killed her first husband?
Yep.
Oh,
shit. And then she later on, after she got out of prison, she met Dave, and she's been with Dave, and she's a character too. you know. Nicole gets any money. She has a really bad gambling problem. And Beth, they're so, that side of the family there is so bad that when Beth got just friends with this Jim, and he's mentally slow. He had a good job at General Motors in housekeeping, like we would call housekeeping, sweeping floors and everything. He made really good money for what he did, and he had a really good retirement. That after he retired, Beth convinced Jim to turn all the money over to her, and this was thousands and thousands of retirement money that he had. I don't remember what it was. I knew it was a humongous amount. And Beth and Nicole went to the casino and spent every bit of it. She told Jim that he was Nicole's dad and that she deserved it. He wasn't Nicole's dad. He wasn't Nicole's dad at all. He didn't even, he was so mentally challenged that he didn't figure out you had to have sex to have a baby, you know, and yeah. And that's the kind of thing that side of the family did, you know.
So,
uncle, you know.
Right, wow, that's absolutely crazy.
It is.
Now I see.
Crazy.
Now I see. So after she obviously she's always been problematic all the time, right? School, high school, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So after high school, when she went and lived with mom for a little bit, what happened after that?
Then they told her that they couldn't kick her out because she was what do you call it? Not a hoarder, a person that sits in the house and takes over, and they can't kick them out because this has been so many years. I can't remember the words.
No, it's quite all right.
So bad right now. It's hard for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to be bothering you then.
Well, that's all right. You're on the phone now, but I don't want to keep going through this. I really don't.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'll be the last person to call you. What I'm going to do, like I said, when you said write this down, and I told you I'm taking notes. So the whole thing is that there's just a couple things that I'm trying to figure out of all the lies that we can debunk, and then, you know, make her look at, you know, just be the person she really is, so other people stop believing her. But after this one, nobody's gonna.
How do you tell strangers on TikTok that she is what she is without, you know,
well, it's very easy.
Not going to believe you either. You know?
Well, here's the thing. So we have pulled like all the stuff like for all her records, like as far as you could get from the Freedom of Information Act, from the police, stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that already shows that she's lying, but we don't know the stuff that like behind the scenes that like you're saying that we could put with that, because Nicole, keeps up this little facade. Well, guess what? Between putting out what we get that's from the courts that obviously is not made up, and then being able to put a backstory with it of what really happened, it just completely destroys it. And unfortunately for her, listen, you can never make somebody believe the truth if they don't want to, right? But at least putting it out there and make people aware of the lies and what she does, at least will save at least some people. Because you listen, some people just ain't so smart, right?
Yeah. Well, everybody in this area, Newberry, Strong's, all here, it's in the UK, know her and have nothing to do with her. They give her dirty looks, and they don't talk to her. She is shunned from.
Yeah, I heard that she's. Yeah, I heard she pulled the police on some people out there too, huh?
I don't think so. I think that's another. I don't think so, unless she lied. But I never heard anybody say that Nicole called the police on them. Okay.
No. Not called the police. Worked as a CI, so the cooperative informant.
No. Those police know Nicole here. They know that she's not informed. an informer.
So she wasn't a snitch then. I mean, because whether I like somebody or not, I'll put out the truth, right? If somebody says she's a snitch and you're telling me she's not, I'm going to believe you over somebody else, and I'll be more than happy to say that she's not.
Yeah, I don't.
Now let me ask you this.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine, ma'am. So, David, how long was she with Mr. Tran for?
She has a bad temper, and he's Korean, and his wife, how the women in the family are very submissive, and the Korean wife has to listen to the husband, and he had enough of it, and she threatened his folks and all this stuff, and so he moved out, and
she threatened his parents.
He was smart.
The fuck? He did. He was, and then later on, he got remarried, and
God.
So he, I don't know. He got remarried, and the kids went to live with him because she dropped them off on a weekend and never came back.
Wow, and how long ago was this?
Never came back. Bitch.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Did we hear that?
Shame.
She never came back.
I thought
talk about my parenting
over
again.
20 years. Whoa, wow. She talks like she's...
I thought it was, but it's not.
Talk about my
because
parenting again.
her daughter's 17, and her youngest daughter's 17. So I'm wrong on those years.
No, that's fine. So,
but it's been a lot of years, probably 15 years.
So the daughter was young when that happened.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this, though. So her kids, right? Is there a Jacoby? Is one of them a Jacoby?
No.
What are her kids' names, if you don't mind me asking? She keeps saying her son's a cop.
Yeah, that's a lie. He's not. That's Sean. I can't think of
Sean Lawrence.
name.
Don't you ever talk about my kids again, Nicole.
No.
Never came back. Jesus.
He was not alone. Sean Lawrence is her brother.
Okay.
But Nicole named her son Sean after her brother. And he was
her son is
the
not
Korean guy. Child. Tram. Sean Tram. And then the girls, you realize how many years ago it's been since I've seen them, and I'm brain dead right now.
Yeah, no, it's quite all right. No. I appreciate all the information you're giving.
Selena is one of them, and there's two other names too. I have their pictures on my refrigerator, and I pray for the girls every day, even though I don't know their name. I still pray for them. I know it's terrible to say that being a grandmother.
No, it's not. It's not terrible. It's not your fault that she made it that way. That you can't blame yourself, ma'am. You know what I mean? You just gotta look at it this way. Yeah, I'm sure. You gotta look at it this way. You just gotta be happy that they're not dealing with her. You know?
Yeah, I am happy. We all were happy when he.
But don't blame yourself, ma'am. Don't do it. Don't do that. It's not your fault.
Well,
you did it. You did your absolute best. You did your best, right? You took those children in, and you did your best.
Yeah.
So you always got to know that.
I wanted to be a foster parent. I wanted to give kids I wanted to give them a secure home and everything. And then my husband, that was the foster dad and adopted dad, he, had sex with Heather, and that just tore our family apart.
I'm sorry.
We went to court, and she got a lot of attention in the small town that we lived in. Everybody hated me because I should have known what was going on. I did not know what was going on. Heather,
how old was Heather?
Heather was, when he started having sex with her, 8 years old.
Oh my God.
She was 15, when she told me, and I called the police, and she was, and Les was arrested, and he was a prison guard. He used to call these guys baby rapers, and he was a baby raper. You know, don't call names if you're doing it.
Yes, ma'am, Judy.
You know,
it's called projection. That's what Nicole does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Didn't she tell the internet she gave her kids the father to do that?
She has 3 kids?
But you abandoned them.
Selena, 4 kids. Let me think. 4 kids. She's got 3 daughters and a boy. So she's got 4 kids. And,
Go live every day talking about parenting.
they're real different names. I wish I could think of them. I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right. I mean, so there is no Jacoby then?
No. Jacoby. No, I don't know who Jacoby is.
Right.
And Mike's could be Mike's son or something, but they have nothing to do with Mike or Nicole because of the things Nicole did. And
right, and also not a cop, right?
No,
Yeah,
he's not a cop. You know,
nobody is.
Yeah. So
that's so funny.
She's just portraying that because, you know, she's got to make herself look good.
Right.
You know, Sean, when I saw him several years ago, her son Juan was the nicest young man you would ever meet. He was heck of a nice guy, but nobody told me about him being, you know, afterwards what he went into or anything. It's just not what happened. So.
Wow. Now let me ask you this. So Miss Nicole. So unfortunately for Mike, that he did that to her. So so they just live by themselves? It's just them two in a house?
Yeah. No. It's the 2 of them. Mike lets her run him terribly. They live in an old, run-down, old motel that the rooms they made into little studio apartments. Not really studio apartments. They just put a hot plate in there and in the bedroom. And these people, you know,
wow.
And they live in there, and it's 1 bedroom. And Nicole stays in bed all the time on her phone.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she's a predator. She'll prey on people, and it makes her, I don't know.
That's the other. Did she ever do, like, I seen, so, you know, there's like a whole Facebook group about her, right? So.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, there is. It's called Chippewa Snitchewa. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Like, a lot of people were saying that she's a really bad, has a problem with drugs, and then also uses the young boys and stuff, and maybe, you know, tries to, like, groom them and, get them to do stuff for her for, like, favors, sexual favors.
Yeah. Yeah, she had 16-year-old boys living with them when they lived in Kenross.
What?
And, 2 16-year-old boys that were run. Their parents did.
And she was how old?
Nicole was in her 30s. You know.
No, I know, but at the time she was an adult, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
But the parents didn't press charges or anything, and she
was giving them drugs and letting them drink.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
So they were, and if they didn't provide this stuff, then she would kick them out. You know, they weren't allowed, and they were scared. You know, she's so vicious that she intimidates everybody. You know.
And this is why she was living with her husband?
Yeah. He was working.
And he just let this shit happen?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just as bad then. He is just as bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. This is ridiculous.
Because Mike was scared of her too, because he already made him lose his job once. But
at the prison?
Back. Yeah.
Which prison is this that he? What one does he work at?
Ken Ross. It's called Chippewa now. Chippewa Prison in Ken Ross, Michigan.
Is it a state or a county?
Yes, state.
State prison?
So we don't. Yeah, we don't have any county prisons.
Oh, okay. Well, county is like, jail. You go like,
no,
hey.
Yeah, I know, but no, this is prison, real prison.
Wow, this is ridiculous. So she made a lose job once. Like, why? She called or somebody else called on her? I'm surprised. Go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Went into Walmart, a big department store here in Michigan, stole the TV. He sends him to the car to do something. And so she later walked out of the store with this TV and didn't pay for it. She was shoplifting. Well, they caught her and they arrested both of them because they thought Mike was in on this. And Mike was subsequently fired from the prison for being a felony act.
Wow.
And then she later on went and said to them that it was her. He didn't know anything about it, that it wasn't fair.
Sam, I am. Sorry, May. Can you just pause it real quick? Sam, I am. You just missed her mother telling the recording that she absolutely did drugs with 16-year-olds in her home.
There's always a cynical reason behind everything with her.
Oh, for sure. A beneficial for her selfishness is what it is.
Yeah.
So nobody ever, I don't understand how he could sit there as now mind you, he's not a cop, but he is a public servant in a way, right? And he took a vow, right? He took an oath because that's what happens when you go to the academy. So for him to sit there and be allowing her to do this, because he knows that she has to be online because here it is. Even though she does, during the day, but she obviously does some kind of drugs, right? So I don't know what she does. I don't care, but would you agree that
she does do drugs? I don't know what kind either.
Right. Now, does she have cancer?
No.
Okay.
She's always got some disease. Mike is so stupid that she was pregnant for a year and a half.
A year and a half.
God.
Jesus Christ.
She was pregnant.
I need
and
Jesus.
Finally had Mike one time. Mike, how long does it take for babies?
Someone give me some holy water. Fuck, cuz.
I don't know. She said 9 months, Mike. It's been a year and a half.
Actually, that was in that Facebook group. Somebody told that.
Come on.
Yeah. And he believed her until
Thank you, Mons.
Facebook it. And she said
girls getting good.
So oh my God, do they talk like her and her sisters?
No, not anymore. She only has one sister left, and that's Heather. And Heather, I know that guy said that she got on the phone and Heather said that she wouldn't be treating that girl bad if she had done something to Nicole. That does not sound like my Heather at all. It sounds like Nicole incorporated one of her friends into this conversation and told them that to pretend she's Heather.
Right. Because Heather really has nothing to do with her.
No, I don't believe that at all. Heather wasn't bad for a while. She was doing drugs and stuff too, and she got away from it. She's got a good job now. She's got her children back. She lost her kids too because of her drug use.
Right, so it doesn't sound like she would risk hanging out with Nicole and all her dumb stuff to risk her sobriety and her family.
No, she won't, because she really appreciates having her children now. So that
I'm sure. Do you still talk to Heather?
Oh yeah, we're pretty close actually. That's what I said. I told them it's not Heather. Well,
so her other sister. What happened to her other sister?
Oh, Shelly is in Arizona, and Shelly has nothing to do with Nicole.
Didn't she say she died?
stuff. And Nicole's
you said it was three girls and a boy you adopted, right?
Yes. When one daughter passed away.
I'm so sorry to hear that, ma'am.
Yeah. So
I had a son that passed away also.
Yeah. He's hard.
Yeah.
29 years old. And
yeah, he was 21.
Yeah. Oh, that's young too. Really?
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's part of life, right? You learn. That's all. It makes you stronger.
You have to accept it. You have to accept it even when you don't like it.
Oh, yeah. No, I accept it. Yeah, it's very, they try to use that. They all try to use that like it's going to bother me that they talk about it, you know? Here's the thing. I grieve when I want to grieve, not when they tell me to, you know?
This house is clear.
So this is why I am the way I am. You asked me before, like, why don't you just stop? Why don't you just get? Because I can take this stuff. It's no big deal. Like nobody's going to tell me when I should cry about my son. Nobody's going to tell me that I should feel a certain way about, because my grandfather did bad things to me when I was little too. So that's why so I take that stuff when people lie about that. I take it very personally. You know what I mean? Because you're taking away from somebody else that could use help when you're just trying to use it for attention.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't like that.
Even Nicole, I got married to my second husband. He was from Canada, and he was Italian, so the children were to be obeyed. They could talk and they could do anything. You know, they could have conversations. But if Mom said, "Go clean your room," you clean your room. There's no discussion about it, you know, or whatever. He was very not mean at all, but very Italian. You honored your father and your mother. You know, that was all it was. And
I know.
Want to be. She didn't want to listen to anybody, you know, and she went as far as to tell me that his name was Frank, that he needed to, that he had tried to fondle her, and
wow.
If he didn't go back to Canada, she was going to tell the police. Oh, that just turned my world again upside down. I almost had a nervous. Well, I think I did, actually. I got real bad after I found out my first husband molested Heather. I went off. It was traumatic for me.
I'm sure. I mean, that's not your fault either, ma'am.
I know, but it was at the time very traumatic. I lived in a small town and out here. And not things like that.
Right, and I'm sure with the way Nicole was acting, that didn't help things. Like, oh, no wonder why she acts this way, and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And so anyway, they
well, listen.
So
that's not your fault, ma'am. Right? The stuff
it's not my fault, but I'm just telling you the things that she did. Finally, she said she was going to. So I talked to my friend, best friend, who went to me when Wes was arrested, and held my hand and hugged me and helped me get through the day because I couldn't even figure out what to wear. In the closet, I stand in my closet, and what am I doing here? Oh, I got to get dressed. Well, what am I going to wear? You know, one of those things, you know. I mean, just seriously blank. And I went to her and I said, I know you work for BH and you work with sexually assaulted families. Now, tell me, I said, I got to tell you this in confidence. I don't know who to talk to. But I said, she's pulled that card. She told that Frank was a wonderful man. I'm serious. Everybody that I knew loved him. She just didn't want a man she didn't like it that he was strict, and if I needed help at the restaurant, then he'd say, I didn't always make him work a full shift or anything, but when we get slammed, I'd have them come over and help. And you know, we were a family, and this was a family income, So, I didn't feel bad that if I really needed help, to ask them to come over there to the restaurant and help, because we live next door to the restaurant.
Right.
And anyway, she told me that all I could do is go to DHS, and go there and tell them what she's trying to do. She said, Frank may be asked to leave the country and never able to come back, but it'd be better for him to never be able to come back than for him to be arrested.
Wow. So she got your husband deported?
No, we did go to the court. I did. See, I had done all this transporting for DHS,
right.
and so they knew me. They knew me down in Chippewa County, and so it was good thing they knew me, and I don't know. They did believe.
Yeah, no, it's quite all right. Listen, it's well. I mean, he's probably better off.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, we did get married. It did come off that, okay, they said, if she does pull that trump card, that, come to us and report this, then we will have to react to it and be an investigation. But I said, but we wanted to come to you and tell you what she's threatening to do.
So basically, if she didn't get her way, she was gonna just go and make a false allegation against somebody because he wanted her to basically clean her room and she didn't like that?
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
That's why I'm not surprised what she's doing with everybody else. She's a bully. She does whatever she thinks she knows she can get away with. I don't know where she comes up with all this stuff. But
yeah, I don't know.
I almost had another nervous breakdown with this thing because I didn't want to go through that again. I had gone through it once. I went to court and everything else and fought for my kids because protective services were at my house all the time thinking I knew something was wrong because she was telling stuff at school.
Wow.
And finally, the principal called me up one day and he said, "Do you know that?" His name was Dave Babcock. I'll never forget. Is here from Protective Services and constantly drilling your kids about you. And I said, no. And and they said, yeah, he does. He's here all the time. And Sean come from school, and he was in kindergarten at the time. And I said, Sean, is somebody talking to you at school? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, what's he saying? He said, he keeps asking me how much you drink.
Oh, boy. Wow.
I never.
So she was just
Christian woman. And
I believe you, man. So she was just telling them this because she had their ear, and that's how she was getting attention. And then she was using it to get her away with you guys, to leverage it.
Tried. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. She was hateful.
What grade was she when this was happening?
How old was she?
Yeah, what grade was she?
She was in 9th grade. Yeah.
Oh my God. So basically, her whole life, she's been mischievous and doing it whatever it takes to benefit Nicole.
Yeah, exactly. Mean, hateful stuff. And,
wow. Now, so you never owned a hotel then?
No, I remember.
Her mom never owned a hotel.
No, basically.
Now, what about she never owned a dispensary? Did she?
No.
But she likes to tell people she owns a dispensary and she has a lot of money.
No.
That you laughed at that one, huh? Sorry. I didn't mean to make you laugh, ma'am.
Just a minute. No.
Oh.
We only have one person in my family that's quite wealthy, him and his wife, and that's my oldest son. And he won't eat for years. He won't.
What's his name? This is first. I just want to see if she's excuse me?
Scott.
Scott? Yeah, I don't think I've heard of Scott. So, but it's just, go ahead.
I think it's Scott. Scott has always been afraid that she's going to go to his bosses. He's a vice president of a corporation. And if she went in there and started making accusations, he could lose his job. How they don't give you a chance to defend yourself, that you're automatically fired because they don't want the embarrassment of it.
Wow. Does he work for a big company?
Yeah. All over the world for them. And
so good for him.
Yeah.
Well, Nicole hasn't been bothering him. I hope not.
No.
Good.
I think he'd come here and personally hurt her.
Yeah.
If he lost his home and his family and his reputation was for all that he worked that hard to get, I think he would hurt her.
Well, hopefully.
I swear to God, this bitch ever talks to my kids again.
We're trying to not only prevent her from doing that to your family, but just doing it to other people's families, which she likes to do. I guess she's so hurt inside of who she is, because from what it sounds like is that she had a great loving family as soon as she got to you. And I understand maybe not so much before, but it seems like the other kids probably went through some of the similar things of not having a good life right before that, but they seem to turn out okay.
Mom, I need your torture. My tab is at 10%.
And then anybody that did make mistakes, right, they grew up.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus. Then so you live solo, ma'am?
Sounds terrible to say, but my husband died of cancer.
Oh, I'm very sorry. So wait, hold on.
Really,
just real quick. So you're
been a freaking mess.
Your husband died
Heather's
of cancer,
here?
but that's what she uses. That's horrible.
Heather's in here,
that to you.
But then
Tish Hicks, kids off limits there. No, I agree, girl. Tell her. I want to hear from Tish Hicks after this shit.
It was a big restaurant, buffet, salad bar, buffet.
Where's that Heather account?
Room, yards, and we lived in the country. It was in the country, and I had UP is really lots of snow and stuff, and I had
to get up there and lie for your sister, Heather?
On the inside, outside, learn how to plow the parking lot and everything. And he died. And
well, you sound like you've learned everything.
I did. I had to.
Absolutely.
Heather, grab a box. We can talk.
And
absolutely.
I bawled a lot, but I...
May, mute that for a second. You got Heather in the box.
Yeah, I do. You got Heather in the box. And that woman right there is a fucking liar.
That woman is your adopted mother, little girl. Who did that? No, I want my opportunity. Who kicked her? Someone kicked her and she ran out like a little bitch.
Who was that, Gro?
That was Nicole's sister, Heather. I don't know if she ran like a bitch or if she was kicked. That's your adopted mother, bitch. The one that raised y'all. She a liar? It matches the police reports I've been posting about your nasty ass sister. We ain't even done yet, bitch. Your sister did rugs with 16-year-olds in her house with her husband. Right? And sexual things. Right? Your sister's a chomo. Come on, Heather. Don't block Heather. Why are we doing that? I want to pick her brain. I want to talk to the bad seed sister. I want to talk to Lucifer's fucking sister. Because I know damn well she's been talking on my kids. She done talked on Sam's parenting, Maymay's parenting, and kind of find out the bitch left her kids and never came home.
They done sit in a box with Tish Hicks and called the people on the phone and had the people come into my house because I smoked cigarettes.
Wow. And she left her kids and never came back, Sam. Can you believe that shit?
Girl, I'm floored.
Never came home.
I want to know the response from the outside world of how they still gonna. Is this still wifey? Because that's what she is Tish's wifey.
Well, Tish,
I just want to
you
know
got some explaining to do.
Yay or nay? I mean, that's all I want to know.
Me
Tish
too.
Hicks says that's her wifey. Nicole's new name is Tish Hicks's wifey.
That's all I want is for all her supporters to see what y'all supporting. Look what y'all are supporting.
What is that called? That's awareness, right?
Sure is. That's all we're doing for educational purposes only. Y'all are supporting a woman who sat in her home with her husband and 16-year-old kids.